out, or first of all cut through, and it looks like he is going to be able to cut through and take out some SCVs and disrupt this secondary. Nice, taking out a medic as well. But Fantasy not missing a beat. He's going to start approaching that front door while those Mulisks are away. Luxury going to put down 2 Sultan colonies to try to defend against this, and that's going to force Luxury to come back home to defend. And ooh, careful! Mulisks being wandered around, loses a second Mutalisk, and every Mutalisk is absolutely precious at this stage. Very, very valuable. Looks like, yeah, Fantasy now starting to press that bottom right-hand corner, just feeling that there's not enough Mulisks in the air to really, ooh, and a lot of lurkers being morphed here. Not enough Mulisks to really prevent those Marines from pushing that bottom right-hand corner. And it looks like Luxury's starting to wander around, and I think he's right. Luxury's going to have to play this very, very carefully. I'm not sure how many Mulisks he got. Ooh, and losing another one in that grouping, and another one just severely damaged. So Fantasy should have a pretty easy shot at going to that bottom right-hand corner and taking it out, because there's just not enough Mulisks in the air to play map control anymore. They just can't do the single shots. And they're just going to try to come back, hold this ramp. Looks like there is enough to do the single pick, but still only 27 health left. A couple lurkers swinging around. Looks like they're going to try to push a shot up, and another Mule's getting picked off, and that is going to make Fantasy absolutely bold. And it looks like, yeah, he's already gotten up that ramp, but Luxury very cleverly sneaking around with some lurkers. He's going to be able to disrupt that secondary of Fantasies at the same time. So even though he's losing the space in that bottom right-hand corner, he is going to be able to do some counter damage. And if he can somehow contain Fantasy to these bases, oh, Marines getting absolutely wiped out. They're also going to lose detection. They're going to have to rely on comsat. All those Marines getting wiped out. Didn't have armor. They probably weapons one. But Luxury going to lose the space that bottom right-hand corner. Those drones. Let's see if they're going to escape. Looks like a majority. No, actually, I thought a lot of them were going to escape, but not a lot of them escaping. And now Luxury going in for a huge counterattack. Second bunker going up on that front door. Still no detection. So that tech switch really caught Fantasy off guard, and a lot of mules being produced. And this is what I'm talking about Zerg players playing creatively recently. Fantasy in a lot of trouble, a lot of mules pushing up. So even though Luxury going to lose this expansion in that bottom right-hand corner, he's got a lot of Mulisks that are going to be able to inflict a lot of damage in Fantasy's main. Fantasy getting contained. He still has that medic marine force out in the front field, but this is, yeah, there's that harassment coming up. Those 9 Mulisks, I assume it's 9, pushing up, able to stop Fantasy's gas, and only a single turret there in the backfield, and they can still wreak even more havoc. And and at the very least, he's going to be able to deny this secondary for quite some time. It looks like he's trying to hit that supply depot a little bit as well, make sure not all of those medic marines can really be dedicated to that front door. Now wandering back, but producing a lot more lurkers for just to kind of brutalize Fantasy's front door. The medic marines trying to track those, trying to push those Mulisks back, trying to track them down, take them out. Doesn't look like they're going to be successful in doing so. A siege tank is on the front. Looks like it's sieging up. He's going to have without that mobile. Ooh, I'm not sure I like that choice of tech though. Simply because he's not going up against defilers here. He would have been better off with mobile detection to get rid of those lurkers, instead of having the gas invested otherwise. The defiler mount actually now going up, and well, so it looks like that siege tank not too terrible. And ooh, medic marines just a grouping of marines without any medics getting picked off in the middle of the field there. The medics wandering up after the fact, they're going to get picked off. So Fantasy making some huge mistakes, and it looks like another drone being sent to that bottom right hand corner to get that expansion back up. So Fantasy getting way too greedy here. He's trying to take out that base at that bottom right hand corner without even having retaken his secondary at this stage, and he still hasn't really committed to holding his main. Able to take out those lurkers, but another attack is approaching momentarily, and this is going to be huge. Let's see if he's got enough. And there's that dropship. Let's see if he's going to have enough to fight this back. Zergling's backing up. There should be defilers up momentarily. Keep that in mind. And I don't think there's enough siege tanks to really counter that. Looks like, oh, Marines. And this is a problem with Fantasy. I think Fantasy was just kind of playing into the standard fare of this map instead of playing against what Luxury was in fact doing. Nice use of the high ground there for Luxury, just brutalizing that medic marine grouping. And now Fantasy's way behind. He doesn't have any mobile forces. He's completely pinned in his base except for that dropship, which is creating him, which is going to give him some mobility. And he's invested way too much gas in essentially not detection. He needed some mobile detection. He needed some science vessels out that help work with these defilers out in the field and to help detect the lurkers that were going to be out. And now going up with a drop, which I just feel is a little bit too late. By a little bit, I mean a lot too late. I can't imagine it's going to get a lot of damage done. Lurkers annihilating here, and it looks like Fantasy just completely spotting this off. And this is one of those attacks you probably want to set, just dropping off a single Marine to get completely worked there. Hive already up. I think those Zerglings are already cracking upgraded, trying to take that gas down in the secondary. The Zerglings and the Mutalisks alone should be able to mop this up nicely for Luxury. And he didn't see the Defiler Mound critically, so I think he knows he's going up against Defilers, but I don't think he had the direct assurance of it. And as soon as those Zerglings approach, maybe if he sieges those tanks now, but that's a lot of Lurkers that he could push up there. And if, oh, just now, oh, beautiful timing by Luxury, able to push up just in the nick of time. And Fantasy unsieging, if he had left those back 3 tanks sieged, I think he might have had a shot here. Or maybe not, actually. Completely abandoning that secondary now. Has nothing to stop it, and he has no mobile detection. He still doesn't have a science vessel in the air. Trying to squirt out with that attack force, getting pinned in. Now those Mutalisks are easily going to be able to take out... actually, the Mutalisks getting completely wiped out by those by those attack forces, but a lot of the siege tanks down, those Lurkers still pounding that secondary. All the tanks taken out, and that was the only shot at that. 2 Scourge out to take out that science vessel to prevent any mobile detection, and Fantasy does not have troops to fight this off. It looks like he's going to send in another drop, but that's really not going to do anything. I don't think that, yeah, it looks like he at least keeps that science vessel up in the air, but Fantasy is going to have another grouping of Zerglings to take this out, and he's already, Fantasy can afford to lose some drones here, especially taking out the secondary, especially with, look at that, that's not, he's got 6 Marines here to defend, sending the rest of his Marines, I guess, to that front door. So Luxury has 3 bases. Luxury in a fine position here, Fantasy in a horrible position, completely pinned in his base, trying to use some dropship micro to keep those Zerglings from attacking the front door. We're laying mines, and I like that. Laying mines to just protect his ramp a little bit and provide a little bit more defense. If those Lurkers do try to push up, they will get taken out. And the Scourge now going after that dropship, so that dropship going to be taken out of play. It's no longer going to be a factor. But let's see if Luxury sends in Zerglings first if he tries to breach the ramp. Oh, and he's going up, and he's going Lurker first. Needs again to send the Zerglings. Okay, no, now he's sending the Zerglings and able to take out a couple mines here. Still has siege tanks in the background. He still has a little bit of comset. He does have some latent and mobile detection, but no, just not enough troops to do it. He's only got some vultures, and vultures do not do great damage against Lurkers, and more Zerglings pouring in. So he's in a terrible situation, trying to produce fire bats, but fire bats versus that many Lurkers, again, not a good situation. And some Scourge just waiting outside to take that science vessel out. His front door completely breached. Lurkers wandering up. Nothing to defeat, just trying to do whatever he can, and there's GG. Luxury taking it to the final match, which I believe will be against Best. So, because that's, who else do you send out at this stage? Well, I know it's Best because I've seen the game, but yeah, who else do you send out here? Maybe Best can get it done. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Thank you for listening. And again, yeah, you guys are the hardcore fans. Thanks.